Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rodeo Star. Rodeo Token is proud to present Mr. James Durbin.
Spend my days with a woman unkind, smoke my stuff and drink all my wine. Made up my mind, gonna make a new start, going to California with the naked in my heart. Someone told me there's a girl out there with love in her eyes and flowers in her hair. Took my chances on a big jet plane. Never let them tell you that they're all the same. The sea was red and the sky was gray. Wonder how tomorrow could ever follow today. Mountains and the canyons start to tremble and shake. The children of the sun begin to wake. Watch out. It seems that the wrath of the gods got a punch on the nose and it's starting to flow. I think it might be sinking. Throw me a line if I reach it in time. Meet you up there where the path runs straight and high. Find the queen without a king. They say she plays guitar and cries and sings. La 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 la. Ride a white mare in the footsteps of dawn, trying to find a woman who's never, never, never been born. Standing on the hill in my mountain of dreams, telling myself it's not as hard as it seems. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome, 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 guys, to Rodeo Star. Welcome, James Durbin. We appreciate you being here with us today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
That was awesome. You're welcome. So, Phil, I'm going to actually introduce you. You're the CEO of RodeoCoin. So if we could, let people know what RodeoCoin is, what is Rodeo Star, why are we here today, and why is James Durbin giving us this mini concert, which is freaking awesome.
Yeah, thanks. First of all, thanks, Todd, for hosting, and James Durbin, obviously, thank you for being here. It's incredible. Haley, thank you as well. So yeah, I'm Phil, the CEO of RodeoCoin, and we've said from day one that one of our passions in life is music and the music industry, and having James Durbin on today is very, very special to us. Obviously, he's incredibly talented. With RodeoCoin, we work with musicians, and what we want to do is just kind of spread the love of music to the world. It's something that I think is important. I'm passionate about music, and it's something that we think that everyone can enjoy mutually. So music is just the key to the soul. It's the key to life. So it's incredible to be doing this and presenting this on our platform.
And so can you tell us a little bit about Rodeo Star, what Rodeo Star is, and give people a little background on that?
Yeah, so Rodeo Star is basically a platform that we do through RodeoCoin where we bring musicians on. We kind of highlight their talent. We work together with them and we highlight their talent. We stream it to the world. We do it through the use of RodeoCoin, obviously, through our cryptocurrency. And we have kind of a bigger plan with it. I'll go into a little detail when we talk about it later of where we're going with Rodeo Star and what we're actually going to evolve that to. I'll talk about that just a little later on the show.
Awesome. So let's give it back to James for a couple of songs. I let it over to you, buddy.
Right on. Thank you. Kicked it off with some Zeppelin, getting the lead out. It's a good way to warm up the vocals, warm up the fingers. I'd like to play now a song for you from one of my latest albums, under my last name, Durbin. It's a solid metal album, in the vein of, I don't know, anything that may have come out in 1983, 1984. This particular song, of course, everything I'm playing here today is acoustic, but pretty much all of my music is all electric, and the latest of it is pretty metal. So enjoy this tune called Into the Flames. I see your eyes have seemed to lost their sweet surrender. I feel we're past the point of no return. And though we are traveling apart, we carry on together. Gold in your hands, the one that binds it takes your mind and takes you into the flames, into the fire, under the gaze of evil eye. Still walk beside you into the flames. Now break the chains, release the spell that you are under. This darkness will pass and give way to the light. And though we are traveling apart, we carry on together. Gold in your hands, the one that binds it takes your mind and takes you into the flames, into the fire, under the gaze of the evil eye. Still I walk beside Thank you. All right. What next? What do y'all want? Let's see. We got this one. Here's a little taste of something. I love 80s. 80s metal. 80s all sorts. 80s rock. 80s metal. How about this one? A little Bruce Springsteen for you. I got the denim on for it. Oh, yeah. I get up in the evening and I ain't got nothing to say. I come home in the morning. I go to bed feeling the same way. I ain't nothing but tired. And I'm just tired and bored with myself. Hey, the baby, I could use just a little help. You can't start a fire. You can't start a fire without a spark. This guns for hire. Even if we're just dancing in the dark. Messages keep getting clearer. Radio's on and I'm moving around my place. I check my look in the mirror. Oh, change my clothes, my hair, my face. Man, I ain't getting nowhere. I'm just living in a dump like this. Or something happened somewhere. Baby, I just know there is. You can't start a fire. You can't start a fire without a spark. This gun's for hire. Even if we're just dancing in the dark. Dancing in the dark. You sit around getting older. It's a joke kiss I'm wearing, it's on me. Shake this world off my shoulder. Come on, baby, let's on me. Sit on the streets in this town, and they'll be carving you up alright. They say you gotta stay hungry. Hey, baby, I'm just about stopping tonight, dying for some action. Sick of sitting around here trying to write this book. I need a love reaction. Oh, baby, give me just one look. You can't start a fire. Sit around here crying over a broken heart. This gun's for hire. Even if we're just dancing, dancing, you can't start a fire. Worried about your little world falling apart. This gun's for hire. Even if we're just dancing in the dark. If we're dancing in the dark. Oh, even if we're just dancing in the dark. Oh, you can't start a fire. Sit around here crying over a broken heart. This comes for higher. Even if we just dancing, dancing, you can't start a fire. Worried about your little world and falling apart. This gun's for hire. Even if we're just dancing in the dark.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. So let's talk about you came in fourth place on season 10 of American Idol.
Correct.
For a while, you fronted the band Quiet Riot, which I grew up to listening to on the boombox as I drove through the neighborhood, causing trouble.
Right on.
How old were you? Because this was season 10, so this is a while ago. How old were you when you were on Idol?
When I did Idol, I went down to Hollywood Week for Idol on my 22nd birthday. and I'm 33 now, so it's been 11 years.
Wow. And just to remind people, it was Randy Jackson, Yo Dog, J-Lo,
Yo.
Jennifer Lopez, and Steven Tyler were the
Yes.
judges. What was that like, that experience, being 22?
It was really crazy. It was, the craziest thing that I'd done up until that point. It's at least the most consistently crazy thing I'd done up until that point. I've always wanted to be a singer. I've always wanted to do music in some capacity for a living, and I've never been too like specific with myself or like the universe of what sorts of things I want to manifest. I just want to keep manifesting work, and I'm open to it, and have been and have remained open to what the law of attraction abides for me and has set aside for me. So that's I don't know. I go where it takes me.
You're talking my language. Haley knows that. That's why she's laughing, because this is my bailiwick, I think the word is. So what made you go to American Idol? Was it you that made the decision? Was it someone pushing you, prompting you to do it?
I had auditioned once previously for season 8 in 2008. I didn't make it past the first round, and so I understood what I did wrong, like between those 2 years from the first time I auditioned to when I went back for season 10. And but the difference maker in that is that I first time I auditioned, I had just met my wife, and when I auditioned, we had been together for 2 years and had a baby, and so just like, I don't know, the things that were there were things that were important, and it just kind of put a lot of things into perspective. But also my wife, Heidi, she had been at the time especially, and still to this day, very into the power of now and the law of attraction. And so she would write Post-it notes and put them all over our house, all over our tiny 1-bedroom apartment, of like just constant reminders and what's the word I'm looking for? Just like, these are facts, basically. It's not the word I'm looking for, but intentions, making sure that these are my intentions. I'm being intentional about, this is what I hope to get out of it. I am opening myself up to this. This is what I want. This is what I believe I want. And to push me there and to keep me there mentally and physically. But I've told this story a million times and it never gets old, but I was delivering pizzas for Domino's in Capitola here in Santa Cruz, where I live. And I had asked for the day or 2 days off to go audition for Idol. And the owners had told me that I couldn't have those days off. So I had kind of planned on either calling in sick or just not showing up or anything. Had a bunch of different ideas running through my mind. And then the day before we were going to San Francisco to line up for the auditions, along with 17,500 other people, the owners of said Domino's called everybody into the back kitchen. I happened to be working that day and went in for my shift, and they were like, come in the back. And I noticed everybody else is in the back, people that weren't on that same shift, people who didn't work the same days as me, everybody. And the owners said, basically, we're running this franchise off of no more money, and we have been for like the last couple months. We are bankrupt, and we are fleeing the state. And so they were like, y'all are out of a job tomorrow. And I was like, oh, shit, I'm out of a job tomorrow. But American Idol auditions are tomorrow. So what, like, it's just, since being with my wife and since understanding the law of attraction and the power of attraction and, you know, Eckhart Tolle and all of it, like, it's just, it's too much happening to not be a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that you put something out there and it doesn't always manifest the exact way that you think, but you put an energy out, and unless you're extremely specific, like right here on my computer, like I said, I'm a talker. I go all over the place. It's the autism, it's the whatever, but high functioning, over functioning perhaps. But I have intentions right here on my desktop. It says, I, James, will intend and all of these things. And I wrote these post-pandemic. I wrote these not necessarily intending specifics, but I wrote like, I will have financially successful tours with an easygoing band. I will have multiple concerts booked each month. I will have opportunities coming at me and too much fulfilling and financially satisfying work and stability. And ever since I wrote that, not 3 days after I wrote it and put it here and looked at it every second that I'm in my studio, which is most of the time that I'm not with my family, is that it came true. Somebody, a band I'd been playing with, had contacted me and been like, "All right, we got all these dates. Here you go, buddy. You wanna come play with us?" And I have been, and all these different things, and this work I've been doing with Peloton came through this, and with the too much fulfilling and financially satisfying work and stability. Not necessarily the fulfilling part, but the financial and the stability. Yes, absolutely. But it's just it's just crazy, you know. It all started with one dream and one seed. You plant one seed, and
so you mentioned the book The Power of Now. I think everyone should read that book. Eckhart Tolle is an amazing book. Does Heidi get into Abraham Hicks at all? She probably knows who that is.
She probably knows who that is, but I don't.
Okay. I think her and I would probably get along really well because I love this stuff. Haley can tell you this is my jam. And
my
it's
mom
so
probably knows too. She's taken over on the love of it.
Yeah, and we were talking earlier about TM, and the reason when you start practicing transcendental meditation, a lot of people have trouble with setting an intention because then they screw it up by thinking about the opposite of what they really want. They worry about something instead of focusing on what they want. And with TM, it actually makes it so much easier to do that. So that's why I always encourage people, like, just go do it, and your life will change, and you'll never look back. So I love it. And you're now married. You got married. You were dad young, 20 years old, I think.
Yeah. Yep. Our son Hunter was born when I was 20. My wife's 9 years older than me, so she heads the maturity department.
But you brought the fun.
Well, she brings the fun. Oh my gosh, you should have seen her last night as Winifred Sanderson. She was out in character and not herself for like 7 hours, which is out of character. Which is we just had a blast.
No, I've always wanted to ask people that were on Idol, are you contractually like locked into them for a certain amount of time after the fact that you have to record on their label or do something with them?
It all depends. It depends on who you are. It depends on how far you go in the show, and it depends on if they want to keep you in that contract. So me personally, they wanted to keep me in that contract, but I had an attorney at the time who was really vicious, and she's known for being really vicious. Her name's Dina Lapolte, and at the time that I signed with her law firm, she was attorney for Steven Tyler, for all of Motley Crue, for Kat Von D, for Black Veil Brides, and there's more. and so like she was hardcore, and she was like, "Oh, we're not gonna let them do this to you. We're not gonna let them do that. We're taking that out. We're getting you out of there. I got you a record deal. I got you this. I got you that." And she was like intent and you know, wanted to see me succeed, which was really, really awesome to have like a team that really is going to bat for you. You know, I can't say the same about my management at the time, but my attorney was. My attorney got me the record deal. It wasn't management. So, yeah, we do everything in house now, and you know, cuts the percentages, the you know, near 40+% that would go to other people out of everything you make, and you learn to do it yourself, and you learn the work that it takes to do it, and all of it that goes with it. But definitely coming right out of Idol, it was very, very important.
You talked a lot about, while you're on the show, about autism. You're talking openly about it now. Did anyone reach out to you? Because I'm sure you touch people's lives that are on the spectrum that reached out to you. And does anything stand out? Any stories of people reaching out saying, "Hey, thank you for doing that. You inspired me to do something," or?
That still happens daily, which is, I don't know, it's just the power of being yourself. It's the power of talking about things that, you know, a lot of people don't want to talk about, but it was I don't know, it's I'm glad I did. I never did it for like a a woe is me or a sob story, but of course Idol, it's TV. They have producers, they want to put on a, a television show and get people really invested emotionally as well. So, but I think that the way that they did it was well done and tasteful, and it really touched a lot of people. That it's really opened my eyes to how many people have children on the spectrum, and the spectrum is so vastly varying. There's so many, like, there's not, it's like the blues. Autism's like the blues. No two people play it the same way. And you can play it with one chord, two chords, three chords. There's all sorts of ways to play it. So, but I look at it. I've used this analogy many times because I've been fortunate to not symposiums, but to kind of do I don't know, appear at conferences and that sort of thing, and I sometimes call it Autism Con. It's like I'm going to Tourette's Con this weekend, but I like to say that it's kind of like Lego sets. Having autism these days is kind of like Lego sets these days. Is it comes in a box and there's packages, and each package has its own number, and each numbered package has its own booklet to go with that, and then you do this set first, and then you do this set first, and then you do this set. And but for me growing up, it was the old school Lego sets. It was just a box full of bricks, and you just you figure it out. You gotta sift through it to find the next piece. So it was a lot more figuring it out myself. But I also think that for me, for high functioning, for all of it is great, because I also kind of have not a split personality, but I'm able to turn on the guy and still reflect the man in the box, if that makes sense.
I like that. No, I think it's well said. You get to experience something that usually people in top 3 get to experience, and that's the homecoming from Idol. What was that experience like? And you were telling us off camera about the amount of people that showed up for that.
Yeah, it was crazy. So it's my hometown of Santa Cruz, California, was very committed to the idea of having me come home and being able to celebrate my journey and everything, which is, I don't like, I think about it all the time of like, how the hell did that happen? What? Like, it's like, it's so like, it feels like a dream. It feels like a fever dream. It feels like a hallucination, but yet there's photo evidence and there's videos and all of that, but just how it happened. So I did Idol. I was in 4th place. I performed. And the next night I was eliminated, and then I went and did press. I went to New York for something, to do the Fox, because Idol was on Fox at the time. We did this thing called the Upfronts, which is where they, all the different shows will come to one like performance or sort of thing. And we did a thing. It was me and a bunch of other people that had already been eliminated from our season. We all met in New York, and it was all this stuff. And Randy Jackson was there, and he was like, "Durbin, what are you doing tomorrow?" And I was like, "I think I'm flying home." He's like, "I'm gonna have my people call your people." And I was like, "What does that mean?" And he's going on, was a late night with Jimmy Fallon, and he was like, "I want to bring you on to come sing Any Way You Want It with me and Jimmy." So Randy played bass, I sang. They introduced me through the curtain. I've got like, it's so funny, it's so weird. I've got video of like Jimmy Fallon being like, "Oh, that was my boy. James Durbin was my boy." and Regis, I went and did Regis and Kelly, and I got Regis to say, "Give metal a chance." And I wish, like, looking back on the video now, I was like, while I was on Idol, I had this motto, and Regis says, "What's the motto?" And now I'm like, I want to go, "Nothing. What's the motto with you?" But he said, "Give metal a chance." And it's like, that's Regis. What? He said my motto. So fast forward, I was on, another strange thing to say, I was on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, and I'm backstage, and the management people from Idol come up to me and they say, "Hey, we got to talk to you really quick." It was in between commercial, and I was sitting in with the house band, and they walked me over and they're like, "Okay, so your hometown is psychotic. They're crazy, and they will not give up on bringing you home to do a homecoming. So they have begged with the producers of Idol and Fox to allow you to go home for your homecoming, and we've agreed that for the very first time in Idol history, we're going to grant you to be able to go home for your homecoming." And then they were like, "Durbin, come back out here. We're coming back from commercial." I was like, "No, it's crazy." So then I fly home, and I have a police escort from San Jose International Airport, and they drop me off at my favorite sandwich shop and walk me in, and they call the head, and there's like 1,000 people there, and I signed a table and like all sorts of things. They named the sandwich after me, and I went and got to see my wife and my son, which was just beautiful, because I hadn't seen them in so long, because it's you're gone for Idol, you're gone, it's TV, and you're locked up, and they don't want you getting into trouble, but I snuck out a couple times, but that's a story for another question. But we went to this spot called the London Nelson Center, where I used to do theater productions, children's theater, community theater, and there were all these people there. It was like 3,000, 4,000 people, and I was overwhelmed. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so, like, thank you." And I did a bunch of press there, and then they're like, "All right, we're going to the boardwalk to do your concert." I was like, "All right, cool. Looks like everybody's following. Cool. We got like a 4,000, 5,000 people." And we're driving down the street. The car that I'm in, convertible top, like Mustang or something, turns. I'm in the car with my wife, and our son is asleep in the car seat. And we turn the corner, and on both sides of the street, on Beach Street, like between the Santa Cruz Wharf and the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, is 30,000 people, like 15,000 on this side, 15,000 on that side, and me going down the center with the rest of my family on like a fire truck, and the Santa Cruz High marching band playing all my Idol songs. And it's just like, it was like, this is your life. It was like that scene in Big Fish where like the dad's dying, and the son tells him like all the extravagant, amazing, wonderful things of all his friends that from the stories he told his son. Like, it's like, "Are my old landlord's there dressed up as Hulk Hogan, and that asshole that beat me up is there, and he's cheering me on." Like, what? This is weird. This is like, what is life? What is this at all? Like, that's what I mean. Like, this is a dream. This is crazy. And yeah, the mayor presented me with a surfboard. It's rather than the key to the city. It's me painted on a surfboard coming out of the ocean in front of the boardwalk like Poseidon. And yeah, it's I've still got it right here in my studio, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy. It's
two more questions, and we'll get to some music. What's the best advice someone has given you during the Idol time, and what was it, and who was it that gave you the advice?
So it's actually Randy Jackson, and it's the thing that made me lose. It's the thing that made me get into my head. That he told me I just made top 4, and he had like a pass. No, it was right after a performance, and it was in like the judges' critique live, and he said, "It's yours to lose."
Ooh.
It's yours to lose. And that's what caused me to lose, because I got into my head, because I didn't understand what it meant. And I also, I'm not a conspiracist, but I'm a believer and kind of a knower that the show is produced. I've seen numbers and statistics and things, and have heard many, many times that the phone numbers were switched, and that people called in for my performance number and said, "Thank you for voting for someone else." And but I've come to terms with that. It was never something I struggled with or ever had any like anger towards. I'm like, yeah, it's TV. All right, what can you do? But they gave me everything that I've got. So everything that I've worked for and continue to work to maintain. And but yeah, it's always stuck with me. It's yours to lose. So like if you have something that you've worked for, that you're on the cusp of grasping, it is yours to lose. Everything is yours to lose. Everything is yours to lose. And everything you own, everything you've achieved, it could be gone like that. You know, so don't be scummy. Keep working, keep your head up, keep your eyes open, and keep doing it for the right reasons, and keep your intentions clear. You know.
All right, I'm going to hit you with the most important question. So prepare yourself for this
Crunchy
one.
peanut butter. Oh
no,
okay.
That's not it.
Okay.
Who's your favorite wrestler?
Oh boy.
I know you're a wrestling fan, so I want to know all time favorite.
All time.
Yeah, all time. I'm talking
all
like
time,
George the Animal Steel.
All around, all time, well-rounded. I mean, it's I don't know. I feel like some would say it's a cop-out, but I love him and I know him, and I gotta say it's Chris Jericho. He's had a storied career so far, over 30 years solid in wrestling, and that's like wrestling in different decades. So like if he started in, when did he start? 80, 89 or 90? But anyway, if it was 89, then he wrestled in the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and now this. So he's wrestled in 5 decades. Hasn't stopped for very long. Sings also just got their first gold record, I believe, for Judas. He's a friend of mine. We met. He was on Dancing with the Stars when I was on Idol, and they filmed in the same studio. And I used to sneak out with him from the Idol hotel, and he'd pick me up in the back of the hotel because I'd sneak out the back door and the fire exit. Where there was no alarm. I didn't set off any of those, but we'd like sneak off to the Rainbow on Sunset Boulevard and go eat mozzarella cheese sticks in the Ronnie James Dio booth there. We snuck out one time, went to this steakhouse on Sunset called Boa, where we met The Miz and his wife Maurice, and we all shared dessert. That was fun. And he also snuck me out with tickets to go see Rod Stewart and Stevie Nicks at the Hollywood Bowl. So we've had some fun. We even like went down to like Long Beach or something, which is bonkers. Like we went and like drove pretty far, and I don't know, it's just funny. But yeah, I'd probably have to say Chris Jericho, because he's still doing it. He's in the best shape of his career, I'd say. He's great on the mic. He's great in the ring. He calls it in the ring. You know, not a lot of guys do that anymore, or women, for that matter. Yeah, I'd have to say Chris.
So can we have breaking news here? James Durbin will be fighting in the next WrestleMania. Are we? Can we break that news?
No, man, I wish. That'd be great. I'm not Bad Bunny or Logan Paul, so those are some large hills to climb. I did a music video for a song of mine a couple records ago called SmackDown, and our video took place in a wrestling ring, and I gave myself a couple bumps, and it hurts like all hell. It hurts so bad, and it's like literally like getting up and doing it again, getting up and doing it again, getting up and doing it again. And so I've kind of like, I've been okay with having the on-stage personality of a in-ring performer without having to set foot in ring.
I love it. Haley, any questions before we set him loose for a couple of songs? You're muted.
I know. Sorry. I was also in the YouTube when I meant to be in the other thing. Sorry about that. No, I love hearing the backstory. And I don't know if you saw me like fully spaz out when you said Chris Jericho, but he's also my all-time favorite wrestler. And I totally nerded out on that. So no major questions. I'm just loving hearing the story. I'm loving the music. I love all the choices you've made so far. And I can't wait to hear more. You guys don't want to hear me. I want to hear you. So let's keep playing.
All right, James, back over to you for a couple.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, figure out what to play. I've been jamming on this. It's a little softer, a little different. I love playing my own songs. I really love playing covers because I love to connect with, I don't know, every cover song has the opportunity to connect with somebody, and it might touch one person while, you know, slightly like everybody else is kind of like doing this, and one person might be like, oh my god, that was my mom's favorite song and she just passed away, and you're like bringing me all the feels right now, which has happened so many times. And sometimes it's like you feel the need to play this song, and for some reason I feel the need that I need to play this song right now. So here we go. When I wake up in the morning, love, the sunlight hurts my eyes. Something without warning, love, weighs heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. I said, just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. Lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day. Lovely day, lovely day. The sunlight's ahead of me, seems impossible to face. Someone else instead of me, yeah, always seems to know the way. Then I look at you, and our world's alright with me. I said, just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, a lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day. Daylight's ahead of me, seems impossible to face. Someone else instead of me, yeah, always seems to know the way. But then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. I said, just one look at you, but and I know it's gonna be, yeah, lovely day. A lovely day. Thank you, thank you. Little E major 7. Get those major chords in there. You get that get those major 7th chords in there, and then you get to do some like Doobie Brothers, some Steely Dan, some Michael McDonald.
forget we're not in love anymore. I keep forget things will never be the same again. I keep forget how you made that so clear. I keep forgetting, baby. Every time you're near, every time I see your smile, hear your hello, saying you can only stay a while. Oh, while you're gone, while the game is through, this is what's real and this is what's true. Tell me how come I can't forget we're not in love anymore. I can't forget things will never be the same again. I keep forgetting how you made that so clear. I keep forgetting, baby. Every time I hear how you never want to live a lie, how it's gone too far. You don't have to tell me why. Wow, why you're gone, while the game is through. This is what's real and this is what's true. Tell me how come I keep getting not in love anymore, baby. Never be the same again. I keep forgetting how you made it so clear. I keep forgetting, man. Don't say that, don't say that, don't say that. I know you're not mine anymore, anyway, anytime. Tell me how come I can't get not in love anymore. I keep forgetting things will never be the same again. I keep forgetting how you made it so clear. I keep forgetting, baby. Ooh, yeah.
Yes.
Just noodling away.
I love me some Bill Withers. Love me some Bill Withers.
Oh, yeah.
I want to know, what is your website for people to like check up on you, see what you got going on?
Absolutely. It's jamesdurbinofficial.com. And I have a what is this? An official announcement? It's the scoop. I don't know. It's the scoop. I've got the scoop here. I was just about to post this and I haven't yet. So I will mention it here first. I'm going to be doing a kind of a weekly residency at the Hard Rock in San Francisco, Pier 39. Coming up, a bunch of California shows, Bay Area stuff. I've toured, and I love to play. I love to play out for people that want to hear me. I also have young children, and the most important thing to me is being their dad and being my wife's husband and being nearby and sleeping in my bed and being able to help out. You know, I love the baby falling asleep on me for naps and everything. So I'm very content in doing that, at least until they're a little older and you know, don't have to, I'm not missing out on as much of that stuff and can get back out there and tour a little bit more. But for the time being, it's all kind of Bay Area stuff. So I've had people fly in and come in from all over the place, but I've got, you can find these on my Instagram. These will also be listed on my website. You can follow me on Bands in Town. My Instagram is also at James Durbin Official. And I'm playing November 9th at Joe's Bar in Boulder Creek, California. They're all California, so I'm going to keep that out. November 9th at Joe's Bar in Boulder Creek. November 10th at the Hard Rock in San Francisco. Also November 16th at the Hard Rock in San Francisco. The 19th at the 4 Points Sheridan in Scotts Valley, California. And November 23rd, the day before Thanksgiving, also at the Hard Rock in San Francisco. So that's it for this month of solo James Durbin shows. basically me switching around through originals, a bunch of covers spanning 60s, 70s, 80s. Not really 90s, because I lived in the 90s and I don't want any more of that. So I was born in 89, so I like to play the music of the decade that I missed out on, and I feel most at home in, vocally and musically and creatively. But yeah.
Do you like to do any Nirvana at all? Did you ever
No.
play Nirvana music? No.
No, it's 90s. It falls in there. I don't do it. The only 90s stuff I do is like is the stuff that I actually grew up on, which is like embarrassingly Spice Girls, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, that Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears stuff. I don't listen to it. I don't like actively perform it, but I occasionally perform with a group that does it in a 80s metal sort of a way, which is very fun. But it's fun to go through, like, do Christina's Genie in a Bottle into TLC's Waterfalls. It's great. It's really.
Do you ever utter the words "I'm Britney, bitch"? Does that ever come out?
No. Not me. Not I.
All right, just checking.
Yeah.
I'm going to actually give you a little rest for a little bit, and I'm going to bring Phil back on because I want to make sure that you're able to cover everything that you want to cover about RodeoCoin and maybe some stuff coming up. I know you've got an event coming up in Vegas, so I'm going to kind of hand it over to you for a little bit, and we'll give James a minute to rest his voice.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so we do actually a couple things coming up. We have an event coming up in Vegas. We'll be in Las Vegas this coming November, which is about 6 weeks away. We'll be there November 30th through December 7th. And we're going to be putting on an event that's just fun for our users. Everyone's welcome to come. So whoever feels like they want to come out to Las Vegas, join us, meet the team, hang out, have a good time. We have a few events planned. We have like a go-kart racing day planned. We have a kind of a get-together or a party, if you will. And, you can message me or Todd or anyone or Haley on here, and we'll give you the details of it. So, yeah, everyone's welcome. We're going to have a really good time. We even have a pool tournament planned, something kind of different and interesting. So we got rented out a section of a pool hall. So we've got a bunch of tables. So we're going to put together a little makeshift pool tournament, win some rodeo. But it's just really kind of about having a good time. I'll be there with my family. Families are welcome. We'll have my wife will be there with me as well. Our son will be there. We have a babysitter with us. It's just going to be a fantastic time. But so we will have we have the pool tournament. We have the go-kart racing day. We're talking about Baja trucks or race cars rack, and then possibly driving some excavators, right, and doing some digging. I know that they have that there as well. So I just think it's going to be a really fun time for the rodeo fam and our community and people to get together and enjoy it. So whoever's interested, feel free to send us a DM, myself, Haley, or Todd. They'll connect you with me. We'll get you details of that, and look forward to seeing you guys there. That'll be really fun.
So I've got my @GoToddHart. That's my DM for Twitter, also for Telegram. So if someone's got questions, reach out and I can always forward it on. Phil, my question I have for you is, why does President Zelensky in a bunker have a better video quality than you do sitting in a beautiful What is going on there?
Hey, he's a big money guy. What can I say,
God.
No,
He's using Starlink. That's why.
I'm not sure what's going on with the video quality today, but obviously
I had to bust your chops. I'm sorry. I had to bust your chops.
Yeah, sorry.
I know.
He's on the 56K modem. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, he's got the dial-up going on. He's kicking it all.
I'm on the Commodore 64, the original Commodore 64.
That thing is worth a lot of money now.
Mom, get off the phone.
Yeah, get out. Yeah, exactly.
Don't answer the phone, Mom.
Yeah, nobody answers the phone. Phil, anything else before we move on? Because I know Haley's got a couple of questions for James.
Yeah, no. I actually decided I was going to give a little more information about RodeoCoin and where we're going. what I think I'll do is I think I'm going to post that in the chats afterwards, and I think I'll post information on our Twitter and in our TG and our Facebook group. I think I'm going to save it for that. It feels like a more appropriate time just to release that information there. Then people can see it, go back and hash it out. But I do have a question for James. James, I follow you obviously on social media. We're from the same hometown, and I want to know what it's like to. I've seen some of the things that you do on social media, and I'm curious what it's like when you have people from all over the world writing you a message and saying, "Hey, come play in my town of Pennsylvania," or "Hey, come play in Washington," or "Hey, come play in New York." I mean, what does that feel like? Just that support and that.
No, it's crazy. It's like I wish I could just click a button and be there. So it's. I want to be able to do it. I really do. But it is a crazy feeling. It's really I don't know. It's humbling. It's definitely humbling to know that I don't know, because like I still write my music for me. I write what I feel like writing. I put out what I feel like putting out. And so it's like I feel like you should be, as an artist, you should be, serving your own artistic needs and your, what you need to get out. And that's what I get out of it, is this this artistic release. And to know that, like, beyond putting out something that I'm proud of, and then, once you release it, it's kind of no longer yours. People have their own meanings for your songs. It might mean something entirely different to me, and somebody can be like, "Dude, this song saved my life," and it's like, whoa, like, that's bonkers, that's crazy, that's insane. Like, for me, like, that's like, whoa, like, there's no other word for it. Of just like, it's just, I become speechless. It's really a moving, like I said, humbling thing to have done something that can have such a adverse effect on somebody's life, and and their and the sustain of that life. It's very beyond me. I don't know. It's something else at play here. I'm just I'm the puppet. I'm the vessel. I'm the vessel. The energy. What do they say? Energy never dies. So it's I guess there's a lot of energy at play, and sometimes I'm fortunate enough to tap into that energy musically, and then it carries on with the spirit of, I don't know, goodness.
Very cool.
Goodness. Yeah.
That's very cool. I've got two quick last things. One is I was at that, being that, Santa Cruz is my hometown, I was at that homecoming, parade going down to the boardwalk. Right. And oh man, that was just absolutely insane. The amount of people that turned out for that. It was incredible to be there and watch. I was there in the crowd as a spectator, and it was pretty fun event. And then also, without going into too much detail, I'm a wrestling fan too, of sorts, and I'll have to share the video with you later, but I won't go into too much detail about it now. But so I've got the nickname through our family and our crowd and our group at online chats. They nicknamed me the Tin Can Man. At one point, I hopped in a wrestling ring and took a metal garbage can to the head by one of the wrestlers, and I'm going to tell you, it hurt way more than I expected. But so anyway.
Was that micro wrestling?
Yep. It was at the Catalyst. It was micro.
That,
were you there?
Was it the recent one? Was it the one like the last year? Yep, I was so uncomfortable. I walked out. But no, it was when like freak dance a midget or something. I didn't, that's what they said. I'm just repeating their words. But yeah, I was like, I gotta go. It made me sad. It was definitely. I gotta go home and hug my wife. This is I don't belong here. But yeah, no, I saw that. I had a buddy in there too that got they got whacked as well, tattoo head, and yeah, that was bonkers. That was totally crazy.
It was definitely an
I
interesting experience.
I used to do kind of backyard wrestling. I wrestled in my side yard, my mom's side yard, and we put out some old mattresses and whatnot, and had breakaway boards and cookie sheets. Cookie sheets are the best for doing that sort of thing, because they make a loud whack, but you don't feel anything. They're so thin. Little aluminum sheets. Get them at the dollar store. Those are the best, because they will bend over your head like a Tom and Jerry cartoon, but they're like, you don't feel anything. It's great.
Yeah, I definitely don't recommend doing it with a metal trash can.
Yeah, one time my buddy at the time, still buddy, closer buddy than before this event, perhaps, we were wrestling, and I haven't filmed, because they filmed it on I had an old camcorder, VHS camcorder, and real top of the line stuff, and we were wrestling, and it was kind of a shoot. Like, a shoot means like it was kind of like real, just kind of like fighting, like submission, not really trying to hurt each other. But he had me in a submission hold, and I refused to tap out. So I just kind of like used it as a rest hold. And then at a certain point I said, all right, I'm over this. I want to go eat pizza and drink soda and and do nefarious things with herbs and spices. And so I mustered all the strength I could. I lifted him up onto my shoulders, and I gave him the John Cena attitude adjustment, the Death Valley driver, if you will, the old Perry Saturn, and right onto the ground in my mom's yard. I carried him from the side to the front. And our other buddy Corndog is doing commentary, and he's like, "Oh, it could be a RKO and switch to a Death Valley driver. Is there any possibility?" And you just hear and that's Chris's back hitting the ground. The commentator's like, "Oh," and then you hear Chris like, "Oh," and I pinned him, and he almost kicked out at 3, but I hooked the leg, which is what you got to do. You hook the outside leg, and that's how you really maintain the pin, and you got to bring the arms into the side. That's the way to do it.
We got a question asking about your guitar. What kind of guitar is that, and what's your favorite kind of brand of guitar?
This is an Epiphone EJ200. I've had this since Idol. Was gifted to me by Epiphone. My buddy Dylan Rose, his dad, Jim, was the president of Epiphone for many years, and so they delivered this. I put the sticker on here. This was in my bathroom at an old house, like on the wall. And I think it's from Bed Bath & Beyond, but it's vintage now, because this thing's lasted on here for like 10 years, and so I call this guitar Stickers, and the case is completely covered in stickers, and it's got, like, I don't know, it's just weathered. I think it's hard to tell on here, but the varnish is all like messed up on here from my arm rubbing on it, and I try to polish this one, but it's black, and I sweat all over it and get all nasty, so it's grimy, and I love it to death. I love Recording King guitars. They're a great brand. I've been using my Epiphone here just because I've been enjoying playing things down a half step, so I'm in D sharp tuning, as opposed to E standard, but just kind of D sharp standard, which is nice. It's enjoyable to just kind of mess around in darker keys, and darker tunings, especially for the stuff that I'm writing lately on my Gretsch here. More kind of Black Sabbath-y kind of riffs, really like archaic kind of stuff. But Recording King for, if I play you out with a song, I'll probably play something from my Homeland album, which I recorded and wrote on a Recording King Dirty 37 series parlor guitar. And Recording Kings, I love them. I love them. They're great. They're like the old Sears catalog guitars. And when I first picked one up at the music store, the Starving Musician in Santa Cruz, I felt like I was grabbing a guitar that was, because I've played Martins from like the 20s and been like, this feels like that. It feels like I just pulled it out of a barn. Like, it has no lacquer. It's like a dry matte varnish, like no varnish. It's like, it feels dusty, feels rough, feels like the top of like an Ollivander's wand box from the Wizarding World at Universal. Huge Harry Potter stan here. So, but they're just great. And so I've got a deal with them, with Recording King, as well as VHT amps, which I've got here. I've got the Recording King Songwriter series, which is great because it's got an XLR and a 1/4 inch, so you can just go one man, which is what I do for my solo shows for the most part. Just use that. The Redline series, and then the what's this one? The D50. The D50 is awesome. That thing screams. Tube amp. It's very, very noisy. So even on standby, it's like, but it's it screams for the rock, just not the soft. But yeah, my favorite guitar is a free guitar. I think I paid for my bass. I've paid for a couple guitars recently, but my favorite ones are the free ones because they're just like, I don't know, you fall in love with those ones. You use them, you work with them. It's not something that was necessarily like sought, you know, and it finds you. It's like the wand chooses the wizard. So I kind of am, I don't know. I like to see magic in everyday life and just kind of, I don't know if I'm making it up or not, but I don't know. I feel like we fantasize and romanticize so much magic in movies and books and TV and music even, that I like to do it in everyday life because it inspires the music making. It inspires just having a good outlook on things. I'm a very positive person. I don't watch the news. I don't look for it either. So, you know, it's as long as the things that affect me are the things that I allow to affect me. So if I don't allow random shit that has nothing to do with me and that does not affect my everyday breathing, eating, roof over my head, loving my family, yelling at the neighbor's annoying dog, you know, other than that, like, that's the only cross in my side. That's my only cross to bear is Chester over there. And Chester sucks. Chester absolutely sucks.
Is there a song about Chester? Have you written a song yet about Chester?
It's I lived alone. My mind was blank. Chester is the number of the beast. Yeah, that's Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast. That's our request for the Trooper, but I can't do the Trooper, not on acoustic. I can do most of. I was thinking what Iron Maiden, but no, I can do some Dio. I can do some Sabbath. You know, we got the well, Heaven and Hell. Did that a couple days ago for the thing here, but yeah, all
Haley,
fun.
Did you want to jump in? I know you had a couple of
I
questions.
do.
Yeah,
I
please.
have I have a question now that you didn't put me on the spot for 3 seconds. You know, when you're speaking, James, the quote that comes to my mind, and I've been thinking it since you started, is we are the music makers and we are the dreamers of dreams. And it just,
Willy Wonka,
it feels
yeah.
very, I know it's Willy Wonka. It just feels very you. So I just had to throw that out at you. And, you know, I'm glad that you knew where it came from. So thank you for that.
I've got one for you. Candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker.
That's right.
you have to go forward to go back. That's another one.
There are so many good ones out of that movie. But I do have a question. And, you know, you'd mentioned that you love doing covers, which, I mean, who doesn't like hearing a cover, right? But have you ever done a cover of someone's song and then had the original artist hear it, and have they provided you with a response to it?
I mean, definitely like through Idol, because we were only doing covers. So I had, let's see, who did we have? I did Bon Jovi's I'll Be There For You.
It's one of my sister's all-time favorites. She's a massive Bon Jovi fan.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Bon Jovi wasn't necessarily a fan of it. He heard about it, but he didn't hear the actual thing. He's like, oh, so there was I heard that some kid on one of those singing competitions sang this next song last night, and it got like a great like cheer. I saw like a video of it or something somebody had recorded, and he was like, oh, we got to keep that shit. We got to keep my music off that shit, right? You know, and like keep it pure. And it was like, I thought I did a good job, but it's okay. I was singing and doing my thing on Idol, and Kate Hudson, when she was with Matt Bellamy from Muse, they were there in the audience, and we were doing, I think, songs from the, I don't know, like more modern contemporary songs of that year, something like that. And so Matt came up to me backstage after the show and was like, would you ever want to do a Muse song? And I was like, I'd love to do a Muse song. The problem is they're not cleared on the clearance, the song clearance list. And he's like, well, which song would you want to do? I was like, I'd probably want to do Uprising. That's kind of my jam right now. And he was like, I will go downstairs and clear it with whoever I have to clear it with. I will do whatever. But if I do, you have to sing the last chorus up an octave. So that was his deal. And that was our agreement. And that's what I did. And that was like a huge, I don't know, like a very, very memorable performance for me on Idol. Of course, Judas Priest. I sang Judas Priest on Idol. First time to sing Judas Priest on there. Sang Sammy Hagar. First to sing Sammy Hagar on there, and got a nice response from Sammy. I've since sung with Sammy 3 times at different occasions, which is amazing.
What was it like to sing with Rob Halford?
It was really intimidating.
Yeah.
But we did rehearsal, and that was great. And he just said, just do what you're doing. It's working. You're you, so just be you. Don't worry about being me, basically, without necessarily saying that. I got to have dinner with Judas Priest with the whole band. My performance with them on Idol was their guitarist Richie Faulkner's first gig with the band. He fills the KK Downing spot, and now also a lot of the Glenn Tipton stuff as well, as though they do have another guitarist that's filling in with them because Glenn has Parkinson's, I believe. Yeah.
Wow.
Very cool. I appreciate you filling us in on all of those. What would you say is your favorite group to cover historically?
I mean, the Beatles is great just because there's so much to do there. There's like, I don't know, you can jump around a lot. I like the Beatles. I don't know if I could pick just one. I love yacht rock. Like, if we're going genre, it's a classic metal and like 70s, early 80s yacht rock. Those are my 2 main staples of me, which is weird, which is very strange. Like, I can get down to some Christopher Cross or some Kenny Loggins or I love Hall & Oates, get down to some Hall & Oates, and then at the same time I'll be listening to like Queen of the Reich or like Dio's Last in Line or Lucifer's Friend from 73, like just really random, like underknown stuff. Yeah, a lot of Judas Priest, a lot of Sabbath, a lot of Dio. Yeah, I love me some Ronnie James Dio. Oh,
I love how eclectic
maybe if it was across the board as often as I play, it would probably be Journey. Although I will not play Don't Stop Believin'. I will if it's accompanied with with a C note, but I love doing Lights, Who's Crying Now? That's a beautiful song. Faithfully. I'm really enjoying Foreigner lately. Really getting into Foreigner. And I've really been enjoying playing them as well. So, yeah,
I was just going to ask if you would cover Lights. Because that's my favorite Journey song. I don't know if you have it ready for us, but you should totally play it.
Always ready. You want it now and then some more questions?
If Todd has nothing else for you right now, I'd love to hear some more music. Let's hear Lights.
I'd say give us a couple of songs.
When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, ooh, I wanna be there in my city. Oh, 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 oh. So you think you're lonely, and the sun shines on the bay. Ooh, I wanna be there in my city. Oh, 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 oh. Ooh. Thank you. All right, what else? What else? Let's see. There was a request for something metal, wasn't it? Was it Iron Maiden? I see your Iron Maiden, and I raise you a Black Sabbath. Sing me a song, you're a singer. Do me a wrong, you're a bringer of evil. The devil is never a maker. Less that you give, you're a taker. And it's on and on and on. It's heaven and hell. Oh, well. The lover of life's not a sinner. And the ending is just a beginner. The closer you get to the meaning, it's the sooner you know that you're dreaming. And it's on and on and on. It goes on and on and on. It goes on and on and on. Heaven and hell. I can tell. Fool, fool. Whoa. Ooh. Yeah, yeah. If it seems to be real, it's illusion. Every moment of truth, there's confusion in life. Love can be seen as the answer, but nobody bleeds for the dancer. And it's on and on and on and on and on. Yeah. Say that life's a carousel, spin it fast, you gotta ride it well. The world is full of kings and queens who blind your eyes and steal your dreams. It's heaven and hell. Oh, oh. Tell you black is really white. The moon is just the sun at night. When you walk in golden halls, you get to keep the gold that falls. It's heaven and hell. Oh, oh. Fool, fool. You gotta bleed for the dancer.
you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, we said we were going to keep this to 90 minutes. So,
right.
Phil, is there anything you want to ask or talk about before we have James play us out with his last song?
Yeah, I wasn't going to give too much information now. What I will say is I just want to let everyone know we have an exchange listing coming up this month. That's going to be very, very exciting. I won't go into too many details here, but I'll release it later. So I'm excited about that for our project. I'm excited about this. Is going to be a really exciting month between now and December 7th. We have a lot going on, and we're working with some people in the background to really make some things happen for this project particularly. So yeah, I honestly just can't wait for this month. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to release more info, talk to everyone about it. Exchange listing this month. We did our initial community project, which aired on the news, where we went out and purchased musical instruments for a few local surrounding counties. That was a fantastic thing to do. We're going to keep that up. We've got some more stuff like that coming up, and who knows, maybe James may or may not get on board with that if he's interested. And Las Vegas is going to be fantastic. We have some announcements coming up there in Las Vegas, and you never know who will be there, right? So that'll be a fantastic place to be and a really fun time. So yeah, lots of good stuff coming up in the month of November and early December.
Nice. And James, anything besides the residency in San Francisco you want to talk about before we close it out?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a lot of music. So varying genres, as I've kind of displayed here. Yeah, hold those Bic lighters up, Tony. Yeah, here.
I just saw that. I was going to put it up.
I got mine too for you. There we go.
There you go.
Party on. And yeah, lots of music. I'm currently signed with a record label based out of Napoli, Italy, called Frontiers Records. They keep me very busy. It's the label that I was with and released the Quiet Riot albums that I did when I was with QR. We did 2 studio albums and 1 live album, live in Milan, Italy, and 1 night in Milan, rather. And since stepping down from that endeavor, I've stayed with Frontiers, and I've done my debut album with them, Durban the Beast Awakens, which is, I implore you all to go listen to it. Give it a try. That's really like, that's the cool thing about being a musician, is like, people take a chance on your music and they try something, even if it's for 30 seconds. It's like, even if it's not for you, thank you for trying it. That's little victories, little things like that. But that's just under my last name. And then the latest record that I did under Frontiers is a band called Clean Break, which features members from Riot 5, as well as Striper and Firehouse. And that's another heavy record, but also very, very melodic, very 80s melodic American metal. And but then also for the easy listening, which I'll probably play out, a track from my last solo James Durbin album, Homeland, which is kind of Americana, storyteller, more acoustic based, and feeling based, I guess, rather than mystical wizards and dragons and Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter kind of stuff. So, but there's hidden meaning in that as well. So if you like a story and you like to figure things out, then that's a good place to do so. But yeah, on my socials, at James Durbin Official on Instagram, and I think TikTok as well, as though I don't do much on there. Durbin Rock is what it is on Facebook. If you're going URL, facebook.com/Durbin Rock. Basically everything but TikTok, I'm the only verified James Durbin on there. So Instagram, you look up James Durbin, as it is on here, JamesDurbin. If it's got a blue check and a nice picture of this questionable mug, then yeah, it's me. So if yeah, check that out too. I appreciate it. Thanks for your time and your ears and all of it. I appreciate it.
So before James plays us out and ends the show, Phil, where can people go to learn about RodeoCoin?
Yeah, you can go to we have a few different places. You got our website, RodeoCoin.net, just like it sounds, www.RodeoCoin.net. And then we have on our Instagram @RodeoCoin, and then our TG, t.me/RodeoCoin. Haley's showing it there. So yeah, we have a lot of fun in there. Our community is fantastic. Everyone likes to just have a really good time. We're really all about just supporting each other, enjoying our time, having fun with one another, being real. It's just kind of a fantastic place in this space. So, feel free to join. I think everyone will really love it. And yeah, so that's where you can find us. And before James sends us out, I'd like to say, Todd, thank you for hosting. Haley, thank you for being here, and thanks for helping run things. And of course, James Durbin, you're absolutely fantastic. Your voice is amazing. Your music is incredible. And I really appreciate, the time today to come on and do this. And so thank you guys, honestly.
Phil, thank you for having me host this. I love doing this. I want to be the 6'4" Ryan Seacrest. Haley, thank you for joining us and being here for the comments as well.
Thank you.
And James, thank you so much for being here. You seem like a really good guy, and I love when you talk about your family and having your child on your chest and being close to them. That's really sweet. Keep creating, keep playing with that energy, because we do control energy. We do control our lives, and I try to say that to people all the time. So I love that you're doing that, and you're a living example of what you can create on this plane. So well done. Thank you for being here tonight, and we're just going to let you play us off, and then I'm going to end the show. So thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. And this was Rodeo Star. Keep an eye on this space. We'll be doing more of these in the future. James, it's all you, buddy.
Yeah, thank you so much, Todd. This song is called Packing My Bags Again, as we will. Here we go. It was quiet that day. I didn't have any music on. Sleeping until 9. The alarm turned off. Took my sweetest time. Comfy clothes stay on. In the car we piled to the plane we're gone. It's swinging me around, but I just gotta go with it. By the time it comes around, I'll be packing my bags again. Since it's on my mind, I'll take a hit and just hold it in. By the time it's blowing out, I'll be packing my bags again. Yeah. It's been another day. It feels like a week's gone by. So dry coffee, 12 miles in the air, somewhere with sleep sighs. You can say we're living the dream. The dreams are always full of surprises. Yeah. Same road, same plane, same shore, same game. Be home the next day, gone the very next night. Swinging me around, but I just gotta go with it. By the time it comes around, I'll be packing my bags.
since you're on my mind, they can hit and just hold it in. By the time it's blowing out, I'll be packing my bags again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yes, I'll be packing my bags again. Since it's on my mind, I'm gonna roll with it. By the time it's blowing out, yes, I'll be packing my bags again. Hey! Ooh, yes, I'll be packing my bags again. Thank you all very much. My name is James Durbin. Like I always say, peace, love, rock and roll. Good night. Hey!